The hand that wrote this letter sweeps the pillow clean. Hi, it's Bonner again. This is one of my favorite old David Bowie songs. It's called Letter to Hermione. It's about a heartbreak that David suffered. It's a long story. She was a socialite girl, and her family was from a higher class than David's family, and the dad didn't like the romance. So, it's a fabulous, heartbreaking song, but what it is, as much as anything, is it's a wonderful, wonderful use of enhancements, or of enhanced basic chords. So instead of D7, he's playing D7 sus and so on. So it's a beautiful use of chords, and it's also an excuse for me to get out my trusty Eastwood Classic 12, which I love dearly. I call it Dusty because I don't play it enough. But I'm going to play it today, and we're going to get into it. So today we're going to talk about principally these chords, and we're also going to talk a little bit about the strumming pattern that he's using. It's a very early 70s, late 60s kind of airy, kind of strummed folk sound that you hear coming from people like Donovan at that time period, or the Byrds. And of course, David Bowie was playing a 12-string quite a lot in those early days when he was on the folk, the new folk circuit that was emerging in the late 60s and early 70s. So let's get into the chords. So the song begins with this little instrumental section where he's singing over it. And it's a measure of D7 sus, then C with a G bass, then E minor 7 sus 4, which is this, which is a beautiful, beautiful chord. And then back to the D7 sus. And then there's an implied A7. I can't even remember whether he actually plays it or not. And that's where that instrumental section at the beginning and the riff, I'll show you the riff. Here's the riff, and I'll put the tab on the screen for you. It's that'll take a little practice, but you can do it. Okay, the intro, it's D7 sus. Sorry, the intro, it's D7 sus. I'm going to have the charts on the screen here for you. C with a G bass, you already should know this one. E minor 7 sus. E minor 7 sus is just the second fret of the A string, second fret of the G string. Is that right? Second fret of the A string, second fret of the G string. That's right. So that's an E7 sus. And you can play all the strings on that. It's a beautiful chord. It's an E minor. If you have a 12 string, play all the strings. Then back to D7 sus. And then at the end, there's an implied A7. You can play it or just sing. It's up to you. Or just play the A note and sing, or play the whole chord. So now we get into the verse. There's 3 verses. They're all the same. We start off with the D7 sus. The hand that wrote this letter sweeps the C with a G bass, pillow clean. And then he does a little tag at the end of the line. And that sounds like this. And then he does the same line again. So rest your head and read a treasured dream. Okay, then the verse. The first line is D7 sus. Then the C with the G bass. And then we're going. Okay, and so I'm playing a pluck and strum on that G. Second line is exactly the same thing, D7 sus. And then to the E minor 7 sus 4. I care for no one else but E minor 11. Yeah, we're just holding down the D string on the second, E minor 11, just the D string on the 2nd fret. The rest of it's all open strings. Beautiful chord. C major 7 G is just this. So my pointer's already in the right place. Put these 2 fingers down. I think maybe you feel the... And then E minor 7 sus 4, but now with the added 7th. Added flat 7 on the... added flat 7 on the B string. Then we go to the E minor 7 sus, 2nd on A, 2nd on G. I care for no one else but E minor 11, 2nd fret of the D string. I tear my soul to cease the C major 7 with a G. It's just a C major but played just up here. I think maybe you feel the... Now, this is a second different E minor 7 sus. It's played the same way, 2nd on A, 2nd on G, but now I'm playing 3rd fret on the B string. And you can play that with your pinky if you're more comfortable. And then we go to this one weird chord that we play. We play an A minor 9, and here's how we play it. We play our fingers go down on the D string 7th fret. We're barring 5th fret. Pinky on the 7th fret on the high E string like this. It's in the diagram. But you pluck as it's a kind of a pluck and strum to this, and you're plucking the A. So you get this sound. It's kind of an accent chord. We jump up to the remarkable A minor 9th, and I'm going to show you I'm going to move over here so you can see the A minor 9th. So here's the A minor 9. I bar at the 5th fret. I'm just barring G and B, and ring finger is on the D string. Pinky is on the high A string, and you can see it in the diagram. And I start by plucking the open A and then strumming the chord. That's the A minor 9. Then we go back to the C major 7 that we've looked at already. I'm not quite sure what we're supposed to do. E minor 11, back to E minor 11. So I've been writing just for C with a G bass. And then we do this thing that has a cool little run. Open E string and then 3rd fret. Then open A string and 2nd fret. Then open D string and 2nd fret. And then, so it sounds like this. And that's the end of the verse. After the A minor 9, I go back to the C major 7 G bass, which is here. Then to a regular E minor 7, so just 2nd on the A, 2nd on the G. Okay, and then E minor 11, 2nd on the D string only. And then we go to the little tag ending, C with a G bass. And here's the breakdown of the E minor that ends the verse. We play E minor, 1 strum, and then I go open E string, 3rd fret E string. Then I play open A string and open A string and 2nd fret A string. And then open D string and 2nd fret D string. And then another strum on the E minor. So it sounds like this. Okay, and let's just, the 2nd and 3rd verse are just the same. At the very end of the 3rd verse, there's a different part. I'm not quite sure what I'm supposed to do, so I'll just write some love to you. Our usual E minor with the riff on it. And then we go back to the C with the G bass. Back to regular E minor, just strumming this time. And then we're going to play one weird chord here, and all it is it's just like an F chord, but with no bar. So we're just playing an F chord, but with no bar, and that makes this an F major 7 flat 5. And you can hear that flat 5 on the B string. And that's the final chord of the song. We'll just go over that last chord at the very end of the song. We come back, we do that same riff, so we do back to the E minor with the riff. Then we go back to the C with the G bass again. E minor, regular strumming. And now we just play basically a barred F, but without the bar. And that gives you an F major 7 flat 5. One strum. So that's Letter to Hermione by David Bowie. I think it's on the Space Oddity album, I think. And it's a beautiful song. You should be able to make your way through it. Of course, as always, listen to the original recording. I'll give you a link here to the original recording on YouTube. Go and have a listen to it. It's a beautiful song. The more you listen to it, the more you'll know it, the better you'll play it. As I've said in other videos, there's a method to learning this stuff. Number 1, learn the chords. Number 2, learn how to change in between the chords. When you can change in between the chords without looking at your hands, then put the music on your music stand and practice following the song along and learning to sing the lyrics without having to look at your hands, because you've already practiced your chord changes to a point where you can play and change comfortably without looking at your hands. When we're learning to play a song, we're learning a lot of different things. So it's really important to try and learn them one at a time. It makes it more manageable. You build the basic skill level, be able to play the chords. Next skill level, change in between the chords. Third skill level, change in between the chords without looking at your hands. And then you go to the next step, which is beginning to learn the melody and the lyrics. So that's it for today. I hope you had fun. If you want to learn some other songs, some links are going to come up here and here for some other songs that I hope would be suitable for you to have fun with. Keep practicing. Come on back and visit me again soon.